Dewey, the Good Bad Nugget Show. We just picked up this 8 Mile house. We're going to show you a little bit of what we do on the first couple days out here. First of all, we like to knock out security systems, get those in place. We like to put up some floodlights, make sure everybody knows that we are watching the property. You never know. I mean, we're out here 20 minutes out of town, but it's always a thought in the back of our mind of whether or not people know that we are watching the property and that we do have shit going on here. We just want to make sure nobody breaks into the house, does anything stupid with our property we got going on. We like to go around, check all the windows, make sure that nobody, if anybody comes up to the house, there's nothing easy they can get into. The obviouses, right? You remove the obviouses, out of sight, out of mind. Make sure all the blinds are shut. Make sure the doors are locked. Just simple things that you can do to make sure your property is protected if you're not going to be in and around it all the time. Now, later on, we will be actually living in the property while we remodel it. A couple of us will. A couple of the guys that are here will be actually staying in the property, which removes some worry, but for the time being, we just like to make sure everything is locked up and tight and right. We move into the house. This house has one door that we currently like to use because it's safest one, I guess. The other door, the front door, this guy, that one, that guy, it's not real sturdy. So we just screwed some boards onto it, make sure that's all locked up. I went around, checked all the windows, make sure those are locked from the inside as well. See, this is a pretty old house. It's got old doors. Thankfully, we got one good, nice, heavy door there. So security-wise, that's what we like to do on the first day, just in case, knock that out, make sure everything is 100%. After we're done with that, we're doing a inventory of, not necessarily an inventory of parts or anything like that. We are doing measurements of the whole house. Reason being is, you can see we got the Excel pulled up here. We like to measure all the square footage of all the floors, every room in particular, every closet door, every bathroom, the bathroom shower surrounds, the bathtubs, the sinks, the countertops for the sinks, every door. Like, look at this tiny little door, too tiny, but small door for the bathroom. And you would think it's the same as the small door upstairs. Nope, it's not. It's like 2 inches different. So yeah, we measure the showers, all that good stuff. Mirrors, we actually measure the space for mirrors. That way, if like this one, see there's cracks in here, that we're gonna get that fixed up. So probably gonna replace that mirror. So we measure the space we got for that. We measure our stove spot so that we know how big of a stove we can put in there, our space for the fridge. All that stuff goes into Excel, and the reason being is that there's been times or we want to remove times when somebody is at the hardware store looking for a door, looking for, say there's a stove or a fridge we want. How big of a stove and fridge can we use? Well, instead of coming out here and measuring, we can get on our Excel. Anybody in the group can get on Excel. They can say, okay, this is how big the spot for the stove is. This is how big the spot for the refrigerator is. They can say, this is how many square feet the bathroom is for tile. This is how many square feet the small bedroom is for carpet. The windows, we do it all the way to the windows, just in case we need to get windows in. We're 20 minutes out of town. This house is out there a bit. So if we don't want to make a special trip all the way out here just to get a window measurement, we got it on there. So it took about 2.5, 3 hours for me to go through the whole property, measure all the spaces out, measure the floors, the windows, doors, everything like that. But at the end, we're pretty hopeful that it's going to save us a lot of time with trips and gas and fuel and calls to people that are at the property and trying to figure it out when you can just hop on your phone and take a peek at that, and you'll know. It also has a lot to do with, once the property's rented out, we can, say the landlord or the property manager calls us, the property manager calls us, says, hey, the door to the master bedroom fell off the hinges and it's broken, and it needs to be replaced. we don't have to come all the way out to the property, measure the dang door a year and a half down the road. We can still get on our Excel that's saved in there from when we remodeled the property. Boom, there's the size of the door. Go to the store, buy it, bring it on out here. Saved us another hour driving out here, talking to the tenant, figuring out the door size and heading back to town just to come back out. So those are a couple things we're doing on the first day. It's a lot of checks and balances and checklists and things like that just to set us up for success in the future. We also feel like once we start scaling to more and more properties, this is going to be crucial to the success of us actually building a big portfolio of properties. If we're not tracking it right now and we get to the point where there's so many properties and so much stuff going on, it's just going to cost us so much time to come out here and do repairs if we don't have simple square footage measurements and window measurements and stuff like that. So all of them get saved into the Excel for every single property. Other things we're doing, shoot, that's about it. That was the first full day of just doing stuff like that. Make sure the house is secure and ready to rock and roll for the remodel. Tomorrow we'll probably get going on the actual work. A couple big things we need to knock out outside, and then we'll head on to the interior in the next week or so. So yeah, that's what we got going on. New face. I'm not around much on Dragon Realty, but around the Good, Bad, and Ugly show, I should say. But yeah, I'm gonna be here a lot more often. So